guys, and thanks for joining me on day 4 of the North Downs Way. You may notice the vegetation looks a little different. I actually had to leave the trail after we left Oxted for rain. The weather came in and it was quite nasty for a while. And then I went on a road trip to Cornwall and Devon, which you'll see coming up soon. So we are now back out on the North Downs Way for a couple of days, but we're getting into autumn and the trails are getting really muddy. So we've only probably got a couple more days left to be able to do this year, especially with the dogs. So we'll see where we're at, but hopefully you enjoy the beautiful autumn colors that are going to be part of today's hike, even though we don't have the sun and we do have more rain coming in later. So we're currently renewing our brief love affair with the Vanguard Way. This field shares very much the same path as the Vanguard Way, which I will post up in whichever corner it is, if you guys haven't seen it. And this is actually where we cross the Greenwich Meridian line for the North Downs Way, the Vanguard Way, and I believe the Great Meridian Trail, or whatever it's called. So because of the rain, we are actually going to only do a 12-mile day today, or whatever you add plus the station. We are supposed to have showers pretty much all day, but we're only going to go to Otford, partly because of the weather, partly because the dogs haven't been out for a while, and neither have I. But it's also the most awkward public transport link to get back to the car. Alright, we have climbed up away from the M25, still following a B road, but we're not actually walking on the road, which is nice. Walking through, I think it's the Titsy forestry area. I tell you, with all these silver birch trees, absolutely beautiful through here with all the golden red leaves, even without the sun. So of course, the reason for the North Downs Way being not quite on top and not down the bottom is because of the heavy clay soil, and even just a little bit of rain really affects the walking through here, and it is just covering my shoes. Now we haven't had as much rain as we would have had by middle of winter, when this trail can get just gross. But yeah, it's a good job these shoes are old at this point. But anyway, yeah, just not a trail I'd recommend doing in winter. It is beautiful at this time of year, but it does really wear on you when you're just fighting the mud and the heavy clay constantly. Not to mention, chalk gets very slick when it gets wet. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know I'm not the most graceful, and I tend to fall over a lot. Now we've had a little bit of weather catch up to us. This is all rain out here. Thankfully, most of this trail is actually protected by trees in a lot of spots. Alright, I'm not a big one for road walking, but how beautiful is this right now? The colors, the leaves on the road. Man, I love this time of year. It's absolutely stunning. Oh look, we are passing our 4th golf course. I don't know if this actually goes through this one though. Wow, this avenue, I don't know if you can see it behind me, is what we're currently walking through, and it's just like walking through a golden gateway, golden arches, and not the McDonald's kind, but wow, this is beautiful through here, despite the weather. Well, we're out of the trees for a little bit, which is nice, looking down over the M25 behind us. Still feeling a little bit of drizzly rain, but it's not terrible. I did get a text from my sister. Said, have you looked at the weather forecast for this afternoon? I'm like, yes. It is supposed to be ugly. So for the last, I'll say mile-ish, we've been walking through livestock fields. And we've recently had cattle in them. So this is the first time we've actually hit livestock fields since we started. It's been all on public land up until now. Wow, look at that. That is stunning. That's gorgeous. Came down in the corner to that. That was beautiful. The joy of the trees being there, walking in the trees, at least most of the time, is that even though that misty rain is coming in sideways, we're not really getting wet, which is really nice because I'd like to keep walking. I really don't want to put my waterproof pants on because, you know, then I'm still wet, just wet from sweat. So we're currently dropping back down off the downs to the village of Chaveley, which is just off the M25. So we've sort of heard the M25 in the background most of the time we've been walking, but it's been quite a distance. I've been able to mostly tune it out, but we're coming down to that village, and then after we hit there, we should have about 3 more miles until we hit Otford. And the end of the day. Alright, if you're doing this hike, quick heads up, don't miss the turn off of the North Downs Way as you come through Dunton Green. It's very, very easy to miss. I almost missed it. But if you see Donington Manor Hotel with all these weird things outside, that's where you need to make sure you turn. So, kind of a cool hotel though. It's even got a Buddha with a water fountain in it. So, but we're 1.5 miles from Otford at this point, and I'm kind of ready to be done. Alright, seems like it's just nothing but a road walk back into Otford at this point, so I'd like to thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you on day 5.